Okay, so this is devlog day 2. And this devlog is not going to be like a development log of a game. It is going to be a development log of ideas to try to understand why I want to take on this project. There is obvious artistic interest in taking on the project. Trying to actually complete something like a video game and put it out there for other people is very enticing. Partly because of my belief in what art is, that art is a communication, and a video game communicates through active interaction, whereas the visual arts communicate through like a passive interaction. Even music is a passive interaction at some point where you're putting a thing out and people are consuming it, and they can choose to interact with it or not, though music, I would say, is more active. But anyways, I digress. So why video game? What about video game am I attracted to? One, there's a lot of things to learn. There's a lot of challenges to overcome. And it would be a combination of several different areas that I have interest in. Programming, I'm not crazy about. I did some of it when I took an Arduino class in college. And it's kind of... I feel like I don't know anything about programming, which I don't know anything about programming. So going in and trying to how do I program anything is such a monumental task to figure out. And then once I figure it out, I don't understand. I understand why things do things, and I like that feeling, but I don't understand when I program something, why it's actually doing the thing it's doing in the program. So that's exciting to learn. Those kind of things I find attractive about something like this. The downside is this is it's not a thing you can do in a day. It's staying motivated to keep at a thing for a long time and not get distracted by the next shiny thing. It's a hard thing to do. So I think to start off with, blogs. Just do this. Maybe talk for 5 or 10 minutes a day. Start there. Do that for a month. And at that time, then start thinking about actually a game. That I think just doing a level, make a level that works might be nice. And as I learn to use Godot by making a level and doing tutorials over the next month or two, then we can see if I can translate that into a actionable work. Now, video game is work of art. What themes, what thing do you want to communicate through that? What is the theme? What is the concept behind it? So far, I've been thinking about mechanics. Ooh, you can make this do this. This is the way you could do that. You can make it look like this. And that would be cool because then it could be kind of chill, kind of relaxing, not super high stress, something you could take your time with. I like those concepts, but it's not really a theme. There's no communication through that besides hey, I practiced, I learned how to do a thing done. The same problem I had when I started learning Blender. I got to a point where it's cool, I either go into animation or focus more on graphic, learning this program to be better at executing, but there's no purpose to it. What direction do I go to focus on in learning how to be better at that program, to be better at something, if there's no end game? There is no reason to focus on anything because there's nothing to use it for. And if I don't use something, what's the point? Besides, learning, which is always fun. So that's kind of where I was with Blender, and I think video game might be an endpoint for that. It would give direction for me to continue learning that side of 3D modeling and 3D sculpting, which was ultimately the drive and reason behind learning computer. As a young guy, getting into casting iron and metal casting, shit's hard work. There's a lot of moving heavy things and lifting. So, I don't know. Those kind of physical mediums and properties just the logistics of storing, transporting, and then purchasing the materials to make and keep making. If you're not selling stuff or getting rid of it, if you're only showing stuff and not really, people aren't taking it off your hands fast enough, you just end up with a lot of old sculpture that if you can't melt down or break down or reuse, it's going to get left somewhere. So doing things digitally is attractive because it's all digital. There's no heavy lifting. Put it on a flash drive, stick it in my pocket, take it with me anywhere, keep it on the cloud and access it anywhere. And that kind of freedom of movement, I think is really exciting. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I'm going to keep working on this game idea because I think it'll be good. The main thing I need to do is I just need to start doing tutorials on like building a level, build your first game in Godot. These, basic tutorials, just so I can start to get a feel of the program. And then need to start to figure out how do I actually like program, look up like the G script library thingy and try to figure out like, all right, how do I do the things I want to do? And then, I don't know. That's going to be that's the first problem. How do I do the things I want to do? It'll take time. 6 months to a year probably to just like noodle in the program, noodle with the different things, start to learn how to input stuff in Blender into Godot and then make things, once they're in Godot, do a thing and then do multiple things, how to put music into stuff and like tracks and stuff, and then how to make that stuff for that other stuff, There's a lot. I'm at one level. I make one level. 2 years, one level. That's not too bad. Well, those are the thoughts for the day.